Okay, so this article comes from ABC Education. How does the moon affect the tides on Earth? This is from 2022. The short answer is the moon's gravity pulls the oceans and us towards it. Even though the moon is so far away, it is large enough that its force of gravity is strong enough to do that. In layman's terms. For unrelated side note, do you know what layman terms mean? Look it up. So the moon affects the tide cycle of the water, and it affects the menstrual cycle of women. So again, to reiterate, around the time of a full moon, most people slept fewer hours and went to bed later, while during the new moon, people were more likely to sleep longer hours. So during a full moon, the moon has a full charge. That means that the light is moving at a higher vibration. That means the frequency is higher. So it's going to disturb you. But when the moon is running out of charge on that new moon, the frequency is low, the light vibrations are low, right? So you're going to be able to sleep better during that time. Now, how does the moon get charged? Before I answer that question, let's quickly go to something else. Okay, so in astrology, the moon is linked to the way that you think, your mind. Keep that in mind. The word menstruation derives from the Latin and Greek word for the moon. In ancient Greece, physicians believed that the moon and monthly menstrual cycle were linked. During that time, she was thought of to be spiritually and mentally powerful. In the Oibwe tradition, hope I said that right, menstruation is known as moon time. And again, women have great power during their moons. Many Hindu and Buddhist traditions also point to a link between the lunar cycle and menstruation. You get the gist. Though there's no scientific evidence to support it, Meek believes that the four main phases of the lunar cycle correlate with the menstrual cycle. 1. Menstrual or new moon, follicular or waxy moon, ovular or full moon, premenstrual or waning moon. This means that you are more likely to conceive during your ovular section of full moon when the moon is at a full charge. Now, intuitively, depending on the moon's rotation, the moon will get charged when it interacts with the aurora borealis, or the black sun. And if the moon is connected to the time tunnel, the wormhole, that means it is connected to bringing new souls in and taking new souls out to the underworld. And loosely, not specific, but a chart like this can tell you when it's more likely for new souls to come in that tunnel. This is Ma'at, known in the Egyptian culture. Called the Judgment of Osiris, named for Osiris, the god of the dead, was believed to focus upon the weighing of the heart of the deceased on a scale balanced by Ma'at, or her hieroglyph, the ostrich feather, as a test of conformity to proper values. In its abstract sense, Ma'at was the divine order established at creation, the primordial womb. Ma'at stood at the head of the sun's god spark as it traveled through the sky and the underworld. To get to Osiris, you have to go through Ma'at. Okay, let me leave you with this because I can go on for years, right? You probably know the story of Isis and Osiris, but the part I want to point out is that Isis is able to get pregnant by Osiris. Osiris is the god of the underworld, sometimes depicted as green, representing the aurora borealis, the black sun's rays. Isis represents the moon. The moon can get pregnant by the black sun. If you have a time tunnel, if the black hole is being used as a quantum computer, are souls coming from the black sun, where the black sun emits that radiation, the black hole emits that radiation that creates everything that we see in our visible reality. It impregnates the moon. So I'll go back to something I said a while ago. It's the aurora borealis, the highway for souls. Now, Osiris is the god of the underworld. You have to go through Ma'at. She has to weigh to make sure that you are balanced and you lived a good life before you go to the underworld. Ma'at is depicted with ostrich feathers. Here's the ostrich. The ostrich has his head in the ground, depicting a tunnel. You have to go through a tunnel. You have to get weighed, and then you get to the black sun, Osiris. And that black hole is what's potentially creating the rotation. That's why compasses always point north, telling you to come past north. So let me ask you again. Do we have a wormhole at the center of our flat earth plane that is the time tunnel for the journey of souls? In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. In the darkness, the man with the candle is an easy target. Don't let that go over your head. Take care of yourself. I love you. Peace.
5D Mystery School.